We're starting on Tal'Darim Altar, seeM the Zerg player versus Buddie the Terran.
Yeah, indeed. Now we'll see where these guys have spawned. Won't make a huge difference in terms of how you can play the game, but it will make a small difference in where you should expand. And we have our blue Zerg player, seeM. He is spawning at the bottom right-hand corner screen. Our red Terran player, though, Buddie, our international player from Sweden, he is spawning at the top left. So cross-map positions on Tal'Darim Altar.
Yeah, this is an absolutely huge map, and I'm pretty sure seeM will expand blind on this map, hatchery first, regardless of where his opponent is, because getting some sort of rush done on this map is so risky as a Terran player against a Zerg, because the second the Zerg gets that metabolic boost out, if any of your Marines or Marauders are somewhere between your two bases on the middle of the map, they will just be hunted down so quickly by those Zerglings. It's just very difficult. I gotta tell you that I've played this map once or twice now over the last few days, and I gotta say I absolutely love it when they try some early early 2 racks pressure, because I feel it's so easy to stop on this map.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, by the time you put your 2 racks up and your guys have walked across to the other side of the map, they need to go and have a lie down. They can't fight, they're tired, they've ran so far.
Yes, indeed, and that just, I mean, that's only in Terran versus Zerg games. As we keep saying with Protoss, those silly warp gates negate this entire distance between the bases. So yeah, the Terran versus Zerg matchup works a lot differently.
I'm fairly certain seeM is out scouting with this worker now. He should be sending out another drone. There it is, to that natural expansion, and there is that hatch first build from him. Our Terran player.
Actually doing what is he doing? The same thing. I think he's throwing down a command center as well. Wow.
Yeah. Whoa, he is deciding to expand to the below cliff expansion. This isn't inside your base. I'm not entirely certain I agree with this, because if his opponent goes heavy speed limit, he's going to have maneuverability and map control, which means that when this command center lands down here, it's going to be slightly undefensible.
Yeah, it's actually very weird. And I would actually not be surprised if he sent it somewhere else, but it looks like he's actually going to go for there. I still would have preferred him just taking his natural. It would be a lot more defensible.
Yeah, it really would. Now, seeM is going to scout. Can he get in there? I think he can. Yes, he can get through that tiny gap there in the middle. Hasn't actually seen the command center just yet, but will almost undoubtedly catch wind of that. In fact, yes, he's just seen it, so he knows what his opponent is doing. There is spawning pool and, of course, the extractor going down now for our Zerg player. So we should be seeing speed coming out really quite quickly from him.
Yeah, it won't be long now, and the hatchery is about to pop. There you go. I've no doubt that he's going to start 2 queens up as soon as he possibly can, because you want a queen at each expansion. There they come. They're on their way. And I am also quite sure that our Zerg player is going to drone up incredibly hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, obviously, you still got to put some sort of degree of common sense into your droning here. You can't just power drone your way through it. Getting that command center into an orbital command for the expansion one, the main one is already done, and that mule has just been crash landed there at that drop pod and is harvesting away.
Yeah, worker count looking pretty equal at the moment, but as I said, I do think that seeM will probably pull ahead quite soon, and I think this is pretty much Buddie's move now. He's expanding to a very risky spot. seeM knows it, and I wouldn't be surprised if seeM just sent all these Zerglings down to that expansion spot and started just trying to put pressure on there. But maybe Buddie just hit the... Yeah, I think he actually just hit it up there, and he's going to fly it down to his natural instead.
Yeah, he's actually producing an SCV from there. It's got the rally point set to the minerals. A couple of Zerglings run right past an unmanned bunker. That SCV needs to get in the bunker very quickly. 3 Marines coming down as well, and that'll stop that little Zergling attack.
Yeah, I'm very sure now that Buddie will expand to his natural. It just doesn't make sense going all the way down to the bottom. And wow, these Zerglings are actually pretty well hid back here below this cliff.
Yeah, I do see these 2 guys just there. I'm not entirely certain where these guys below the cliff are. I do see at the Zelda watchtower some great vision granted there for seeM. Engineering bay going down as well as the factory, and now he is floating over to his normal natural, not trying to go to that outside of the base expansion, which I am so glad about. I really disagreed with that move.
Yeah, I 100% with you there. So he's got his orbital command up. He'll probably be transferring a couple of SCVs over. Has he already? No, not yet, but he's got a couple of mules coming down there now. And seeM did, in fact, drone up like a beast. He's already sitting on 28 drones, and he's got 9 more coming out at the moment. I'm pretty sure that that's going to be about as far as he's going to want to go. Sure, you know, he can drone up even more, but he's going to need another base for that. Which he might well actually take soon, but he's going to want to think about which path he's going to go for in terms of combative units. I mean, the most general consensus would just be the standard Speedling, Baneling, Mutalisk play.
It could very well do, but our Terran player is going heavy mech one more time.
Yeah.
We have a tech lab just pumping out of that blue flame Hellion research. Another couple of a tech lab and a reactor going down. So we should be seeing some Hellions coming from the one factory. And I imagine that probably some siege tanks coming out from the rest. No, he's just going loads of Hellions right now.
Yeah, I see ventral sacks on the way. That's going to be very interesting.
Obviously, drops for those that are uninitiated there. We've also got an infestation pit on the way as well. So what will we be dropping is the real question here.
I pretty much doubt he's going to be dropping infestors, although, just thinking about that, imagine dropping an infestor and burrowing it in your opponent's base and then just sort of harassing his mineral line with that.
Yeah.
That would actually be quite deadly. I'd love to see something like that.
If he elevated it across into the back of the main sort of this cliff, perhaps, then you would just catch your opponent flat-footed and a couple of fungal growths into your mineral line. That's GG for a load of SCVs.
Indeed. But I very much doubt we're going to see that, though.
We have got 5 upgrades being researched at the moment for our Zerg player. Here's getting Overlord speed, the Overlord drops, the pathogen glands, +1 melee attack and +1 armor.
That is so crazy. While at the same time he was droning up like a madman once again, he's actually sitting on 52 drones versus 35. So I want to say slowly but surely he's going to pull ahead, but that would be a lie. He's very quickly pulling ahead with the income at the moment.
Yeah, he is. I've got a feeling he might actually do an infestor drop. I mean, at least just carry it over into the side. So you can get the infestors in the base. If you had burrow as well, it'd be awesome. We are getting neural parasite one more time though, so fully upgraded infestors, really committing to them. But here comes some Hellions. They do have now the blue flame and will be extremely deadly to anything that's a light unit like that infestor, perhaps.
He's going to have to watch out, but he got a very nice fungal, yeah. He'll be able to handle these Hellions no problem.
Here come those lings. The Hellions need to be microed a little bit more than that, but look at how quickly they take those out. They only have the plus blue flame. There's no +1 weapons just yet, even though 2 armories have been completed to get those vehicle upgrades.
Yeah, and that's very impressive stuff. I mean, he managed to keep all of them alive, even after getting that fungal on them. But they're going back to the base now, no doubt to be repaired up quickly before they head back on in. And interesting to note here that SandBuddie is actually in control of these 2 Xel'Naga towers on his side of the map. I'm quite surprised he hasn't even tried to take the ones on seeM's side as well. He seems to like his vision quite a lot. So our Zerg player, once again, still droning up. I'm really impressed by his ability to drone up here. He's sitting on just about 60 drones now.
Yeah, now, weirdly, we're getting a second engineering bay. Now, our Terran player only has 2 barracks and hasn't been using them. So why he's going for a number 2 engineering bay, I'm not entirely certain. Maybe he's planning a switch into biomech rather than just mech.
I'm actually busy watching seeM's Overseer that's just hanging around above SandBuddie's production facilities, watching every single unit walking out here, throwing a corruption off on one of those buildings now. But he wasn't being targeted at all. He just had free reign of the base, looking around everywhere. Now spotting this 3rd expansion going up too.
Yeah, he does have a changeling in the base of SandBuddie as well. It's just chilling out there. Has
oh
seen the
my
and did
goodness. 17 more drones coming out. Is seeM crazy? No, he's just a Zerg player. Look at that. There's 2 overlords heading up to the top of the map with 2 infestors each. That's going to be quite deadly. He's got them on an incredibly long rally point all the way around the back, around the top of the map, and they're going to come on in at the top of the base. But at the same time, does he have burrow research done? I didn't check. No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't actually. He is getting roach speed and a few roach upgrades as well as +2 attack and armor for melee. Many roaches on the way. Our Terran player is researching quite a lot from these double armories though. +1 weapons and +1 armor from there. Still doing nothing with this double engineering bay. I really want to know what the logic behind that is.
And down here, a very nice fungal growth. A couple of Zerglings trying to take down these Helions, but not doing too good a job.
Well, one of those Hellions on 16 kills. It's a captain. Manages to just dance back out of the way of that Queen as well, keeping that one alive. Queen is spreading creep all over the place. So once again, seeM is spreading creep all over the map. This is a big map to try and cover with creep as well.
Oh yes, and it's going to be quite impressive if you do manage to pull it off. But let's keep our eyes on those two overlords at the top of the map. They're actually approaching the base right now, and I wonder where he's going to drop them. Is he going to go for the natural or is he going to go for the main? He's going to want to be careful though because he can't burrow those infestors.
Yeah, he's going to want to split them up. I mean, send one overlord to the natural, one to the main. I think would probably be the best call. Because if you can split your Terran army, make them all go one way and then come back to the other, then you'll be in a much better position.
Okay, so SandBuddy must have spotted this. SandBuddy must see that blue dot on his minimap. Here it comes. He's about to drop those two infestors. Let's see what they can do. Come on. There aren't actually very many SCVs here, so he doesn't want to throw down too many fungals. But there go the infested Marines. And out he is.
Look, they ripped through those SCVs. And they could actually just snipe off the command center if they wanted to. They do a huge amount of DPS.
And the command center might... No, it's going to make it out of the way. It will definitely make it away. And seeM actually just has his other overlord moving in now as well. He's going to want to be careful for that missile turret. But he's going to drop them anyway. There they go.
Both. And then sacks the overlord, which actually supply caps him another fungal growth and more infested Terrans going down. And SandBuddy not moving these SCVs out of the way. Now they're only just going down, but there's only 5 left from a fully saturated base.
My goodness. So SandBuddy actually sitting on 23 SCVs and just 2 mules versus 69 drones. seeM feeling so confident that he's actually throwing up 2 more bases right now. And while he's still just massing more and more roaches, these roaches do have upgrades in this game, not like the previous one.
Yeah, I just want to point out as well that he's still an overlord carrying 2 infestors. He managed to save those first 2 infestors and get out of that base. So we have a Zerg player sat on 5 bases right now versus a Terran player that's mining from half of one and has a load of idle SCVs. In fact, how many does he have? Oh, he's just moved them all. I was trying to check the SandBuddy view that it would tell me how many, but look at this just sea of roaches heading out across the middle of the map.
Yeah, it's looking quite scary, but that's what you should expect from a game of this length. These guys have just been turtling in their bases, and our Zerg player is about to be maxed, so I'm pretty sure he's going to want to push out now. He's sitting on 2,000 minerals and 1,000 gas, and our Terran player not doing quite as well, but I do think that SandBuddy has a chance to take this roach force out if he gets a better position.
Yeah, he's going to need to siege right now, or it's going to be slightly too late.
And it might well have even been too late. Those roaches are moving in. They're standing right next to those tanks now.
Yeah, they are. And there's actually quite a few roaches dying. You need to be a little bit closer to those tanks after the first few went down. But look, they've just taken through everything. 2 infestors are on the way. And is he going to drop again at the back? No, he's moved a little bit closer, but is not dropped there just yet.
Yeah, I think he probably just moved in and spotted that there's actually nothing there.
Yeah, Greater Spire coming out as well, +2 weps and armor for Terran mech coming out. And these roaches actually just sacrificing themselves in there. Neuroparasite going down on the tank, but the Thorn is too close to it for it to shoot.
He's actually neuroparasited that one Thorn, so that means he's actually blocked SandBuddy into his own base. Oh no, he hasn't. And that's the end of the Zerg offensive, but look at those units streaming across the map. He's got Tunneling Claws just finished along with Burrow, so I'm pretty sure that those infestors are going to be burrowing in the back of his base, and yes, he does move them in there. Let's see if he's going to do something, but there's absolutely nothing. Yeah. Okay, so seeM must be feeling pretty confident with that. Look at all that blue moving across the map. That is just so scary.
This is what people mean when they say a 300 food push. Tank being neuroparasited, actually taking out a load of SCVs. That tank's currently on only 2 kills.
And there's the GG. Okay, not waiting any longer here.